Well, tensions between Iran and the US have escalated sharply in the Strait of Hormuz, and in the latest, a US destroyer fired on and seized an Iranian-flagged cargo ship in the Gulf of Oman. According to US Central Command, the Iranian vessel Tauska was transiting the North Arabian Sea and was en route Iran's Bandar Abbas. CENTCOM says the vessel ignored multiple warnings over a 6-hour period, which led US missile destroyer USS Provence to fire at the Iranian vessel's engine room. CENTCOM also said US Marines boarded the vessel and the ship is now in US custody. However, Iranian media reports say IRGC naval units responded to the shooting incident and forced the US destroyer to retreat. This is the exact moment of the seizure of the Iranian vessel. The moment, shared by CENTCOM in a post on X, narrates the whole incident, and that is how US Marines departed amphibious assault ship by helicopter and transited over the Arabian Sea to board and seize Tauska. According to marine traffic data, Tauska is a container ship which left Port Klang in Malaysia, that is 8 days ago. According to Vessel Finder, the ship was headed to the Iranian port city of Bandar Abbas. In a post on Truth Social, President Donald Trump said that the Iranian vessel was attempting to breach the US naval blockade, forcing the US Navy to intercept the vessel and take it into its custody. Iran's military has pledged to respond against the US action. A spokesperson for the Iranian military's command center labeled the US action as armed piracy and pledged to retaliate soon. He accused the US of violating the ceasefire, which has been in place since 8th of April. China too has expressed concerns over the incident. A statement by the Foreign Ministry spokesperson called the US action as forcible interception. It urged all parties to resume peace talks. As tensions escalate, a second round of Iran-US talks are now in limbo. Tehran has rejected the talks, saying it has no plans whatsoever to participate in the second round of talks in Islamabad. This comes after US President had said new negotiations would take place in Islamabad and had also added that US has offered a fair and reasonable deal, adding that if Iran rejects the deal, the US will knock out every single power plant and every single bridge in Iran. Iran's ambassador to Pakistan, Reza Amiri, also articulated Tehran's position. It was in a post on X. The Iranian envoy accused the US of violating international law and insisted on unreasonable demands. Earlier on Sunday, Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif held a telephonic conversation with Iranian President. According to a statement by the Prime Minister's office, Sharif and Pezeshkian discussed the current regional situation. Notably, the statement made no mention of second round of talks or a visit by the Iranian delegation. Meanwhile, thousands gathered in Tehran to rally in support of the Iranian government, with many voicing a complete distrust towards US. Interestingly, Trump had reposted an old video on Truth Social, which showed Iranians drawing a graffiti on a wall which read, "President Trump, please help." The video was first shared by Trump at the beginning of the unrest in Iran.
We are not afraid of war. Even if not just one attack, but continuous attacks are carried out against our country, we will certainly move forward with greater strength and authority. But in my view, given the situation as it is developing, the United States and Israel have no option but to surrender to Iran's demands.